Okay, so we've come to my brother-in-law's ceramic tiles factory where they make really large-scale, large format tiles, ceramic tiles and glazed tiles. So let's go and have a look at how it's made. So this is the area where all the raw materials are stored, all the sand and the different powders that go into making the tiles. And this large weighing machine is where they're all mixed together to a precise 35,000 kilos, which is then transferred over to making the powder mixture for each tile. So the raw material is then fed into these large drums which have ceramic pellets in them, and it's mixed with water which then creates what is a slurry. The slurry is then poured into large underground tanks where it is stored and continuously mixed until it is ready for the atomizer. So these are the atomizers which have a nozzle inside. So the slurry is sprayed into the atomizers from this nozzle where it's mixed with hot air, and this turns the slurry into atomized powder. The atomized powder is then spun in a sieve which gets rid of hard particles, and then the powder is transferred on a conveyor belt to make its way to the main factory. It's absolutely pouring with rain. So the atomized powder is then transferred to this part of the factory on the conveyor belt. It's temporarily stored above the machine, and then it's deposited in accurate amounts onto the conveyor belt, where it then proceeds for being pressed under heavy weight to create the tiles. So the powder has now come out of the press, and it will now have its sides cut to create clean square edges, and these offcuts are then reused to make more tiles. It goes back into the process again. So the pressed powder is then passed through this machine where it's heated to get rid of any extra moisture, and which then hardens it further. This is the other end of the oven. Really hot. So before the tiles move on for glazing, they are rapidly cooled because the glaze cannot be applied onto a hot tile. So because a lot of the glaze is recycled, it's vibrated to get rid of any hard pieces before being moved on for applying onto the tiles. Now, depending on customer requirements, this is a very, very large inkjet printer which can print designs onto the tiles depending on what the client has chosen. And these are all the various ink cartridges that are going into it. So after receiving the glaze, the tiles are passed through a kiln at a really high temperature to give them the final shine before they are quality controlled and then packaged. Okay, so we finished our tour of the ceramic tiles factory, and we also went to the paper mill today as well, so we hope you enjoyed that. We're now going to go and head back to Rajkot, which is the main city, and we're going to bring you some great nightlife and some city street food from there.
Yeah, and some street shopping.
Yeah, so don't forget to subscribe, like and share. See you later!
Yeah.
Okay, I've arrived at my brother-in-law's paper mill. We're going to go and see how they make this craft paper.